Okay, students. So next question is question number 81. There are two different columns are given, list 1 and list 2. In the list 1, products forms are given, and then in the list 2, reaction with the carbonyl compound. In option A, cyanohydrin means product is cyanohydrin, and we are supposed to find out which option is correct by which we can react with carbonyl compound to form cyanohydrin. So what is cyanohydrin? Cyanohydrin is R1 or R2, whatever we can say, or it can be hydrogen also. Cn and OH. It is known as cyanohydrin. Means it is cyano compound. It can be formed only by the reaction of HCl. So we can say A is matched with fourth, last one. If we observe the options actually, so A is connected with fourth only in one case. So directly we can observe the option fourth is correct. But let's check the other option also. Acetal. What are acetal or hemiacetal? Acetal or hemiacetal are formed if we react carbonyl compound with alcohol, right? First of all, C double bond O, R1 or R2, whatever we can say, if we react it with alcohol, it will attack to this carbon and initially it will form OR and OH, hemiacetal. And after that, if one mole alcohol is further react with this compound, so we can say it will give OR, R1 and R2. It is known as acetal. Okay. So acetal means B option is connected with alcohol. We have to react with alcohol. Means B option is connected with third. B option is connected with third. It is awesome. Now shift base. What is shift base? If carbonyl compound react with 1 degree amines, so we can form R1, R2. What is 1 degree amine? RNH2. After elimination of water, what we get? This compound. It is known as shift base. It is R1, R2. Okay, whatever we are taking, either it can be aldehyde or ketone. So it is known as shift base. So C option must be connected with second. Yes. C is given with second. The last one is oxime, aldoxime, catoxime. Those are formed when carbonyl compound reacts with hydroxylamine. Means D will be connected with this option, right? What these are? NH2OH. If we react it with carbonyl compound, we can say after elimination of water, what we get, that is known as oximes. So correct option is fourth. But for the time saving, directly we can say if cyanohydrin is matching with fourth, directly you can opt fourth and move to the next question. Okay. So next one, that is the incorrect statement regarding the chirality of carbon. Okay. It's a good question. SN1 reaction is 1:1 mixture of both enantiomers. Actually in SN1 we know SN1 mechanism passes through carbocation. C post passes through carbocation. In carbocation, carbon is actually sp2 hybridized, and sp2 hybridized carbon, it means it form R1, R2, R3 and positive charge. A planar structure, triangular planar structure, and the attacking nucleophile can attack from either of the side of this plane with equal probability 50% and 50%. So the chance of the final product D form and L form that also be equal. So 50% D form and 50% L form compounds will form. It means racemic solution will form. That is optically inactive and both will be 1:1 mixture. Second thing, the product obtained by SN2 reaction of haloalkane having chirality at the reactive site shows inversion of configuration. Yes, you know it. In SN2, if SN2 halogen can release only after the attack of attacking nucleophile. Suppose that we are saying it is R1, R2, R3 and it is carbon halogen group. Attacking nucleophile attacks from the opposite side with respect to carbon halogen bond. So it will attack from this direction, halogen will remove from this direction, and finally there will be the inversion. There will be the inversion of configuration. It is R1, R2, R3. It is the inversion of the configuration at the active site. Okay. So it is also correct. We have to find the incorrect one, right? Third one, enantiomers are superimposable mirror image on each other. No, enantiomers are optically active compounds. Actually, those are optically active compounds which are non-superimposable on each other. What is the necessary condition for the optical activity? Non-superimposability. Actually, these are non-superimposable mirror image of each other. So incorrect statement is third one, right? Now what is fourth one? A racemic mixture shows zero optical rotation, obviously, because 50% D form, 50% L form. A racemic solution is what? It is the 1:1 molar solution of enantiomers, means equimolar concentration solution of the enantiomers. So obviously it is optically inactive, right? So incorrect statement is third. The next one is we have to match column 1 with column 2. In the first list, they are saying hydrides, and in the second list, they are saying nature of those hydrides. First, MgH2. It is hydride, it is ionic compound. You know it. Alkaline earth metal, it is ionic compound. Second thing, GeH4. GeH4. Ge, germanium, it is carbon family compound. So, it is just electron sufficient molecule, just like CH4. So we can say it is electron precise. B2S6, important type of molecule. It is the dimer form of BH3. What is BH3? Lewis acid. In BH3, boron has only 6 electrons in its outermost shell. Effectively, it has only 6 electrons. It means it is electron deficient species and it is unstable. That's why it goes into its dimer form and it forms B2H6. But it is also electron deficient because it is the dimer form of this molecule itself. So we can say it is electron deficient species. So C is connected with second, right? And last one is HF. HF is H positive, F negative. It is electron rich species. So which one is the correct match? A with 4. A with 4. B is 1. B is 1. C with second. And D is with third. Means option 1 is correct. Right? Option 1 is correct. The next one. Which of the following statement is not correct? Again, you have to find out the incorrect statement. About diborane. What is diborane? It is the dimer form of borane. It means dimer form of BH3. It is the dimer form, means we are discussing about B2H6. What is the structure of B2H6? Banana bone. Very famous molecule given in NCERT itself. Okay? Banana bone. Like this. And there are 4 terminal hydrogens. It is the structure of B2H6, diborane. Now, what are the given statement? There are two. 3 center, 2 electron bonds. Yes. In banana bond, there are only 2 electrons. In one banana bond, there are 2 electrons. 1 electron from hydrogen and another electron from either of the boron atom. Suppose that with this boron atom. So in another banana bond, there will be 1 electron from this boron and 1 electron will be of hydrogen atom. So we can say there are 2 electrons which are working for 3 different atoms. 2 boron and 1 hydrogen. So we can say it is 2 electron, 3 center atom bond. It means 3 center, 2 electron bond. And how many numbers there are? There are 2 numbers. 2, 1 and 2. So it is correct. Next. 4 terminal BH bonds are two center, two electron bond. It means normal covalent bond. It is normal covalent bond, two electrons and two atom bond. Means normal covalent bond. Yes, it is normal covalent bond. Obviously, it is normal covalent bond. Normal covalent bond. Normal. So these are four normal covalent bond. Means two electron and two center atom bond. It is also correct. The four terminal hydrogen atoms and the two boron atom lie in the same plane. Yes, these six atoms lie in the same plane. If it is horizontal, suppose that this triangle 2H and 1 boron is in horizontal plane, it will also be horizontal plane, and these two banana bond will be perpendicular in the perpendicular plane to this horizontal plane. Means suppose that these are the planes of the BHH, then banana bond will be like this. One banana bond, another banana bond. Means perpendicular to this plane. Okay. So these are also correct. Both the boron atoms are sp2 hybridized. No. One boron atom has formed four bonds. 1, 2, 3, 4. It means it has to use four orbitals. 1 s orbital and 3 p orbitals. It means the hybridization of each boron must be sp3, not sp2, because it has to form four bonds. It means the hybridization is sp3, not sp2. They are saying both the boron atoms are sp2 hybridized. No, it is incorrect. It means we are select fourth, right? We are supposed to find incorrect. The next one, okay? Again, good question. Conceptual type. The given graph is the representation of kinetics of zero and the first order reaction in different cases. Important thing is temperature is given constant. It means rate constant will be unchanged. Okay, that will be constant. Now they are saying y and x axis for the zero and the first order reaction respectively. Then for the zero order reaction, suppose that we are saying the order of reaction is zero, then y is the concentration, x is the time. Means a time axis and it is the concentration axis. So for the zero order reaction, can we say with time concentration of reactants remains unchanged? No. For each and every type of kinetics, concentration of reactant decreases with time. Either it is zero or first order. So we can say, suppose that it is A gives product. So concentration of A means AT always decreases with time. Always decreasing. But they are saying it is constant. No. So it is incorrect statement. For zero order reaction, concentration and time, same option, it is also incorrect. For zero order reaction, y is the rate of reaction, this curve is of rate of reaction, and x is the concentration. Yes, it is correct. How? What is the rate law for the zero order reaction? Zero order reaction K, concentration AT, means concentration of time of A and time T, raised to power 0. Raised to power 0. It means K itself. And K is constant because temperature is constant. It means as the concentration changes, rate of reaction remains unchanged. It means this statement is correct. Now, for the first order reaction, T half and X is the concentration. Yes. For the first order reaction, if N is equal to 1, we know what is T half. T half is ln2 by K. There is no concentration term, means T half is independent from the concentration term. It is again constant because K is constant at constant temperature. It means option C is correct. Y is rate of reaction and X is the concentration. Means for zero order reaction, rate of reaction remains independent from concentration, and the for zero order reaction, T half-life time period also remains independent from the concentration. That's why option third is correct. Okay.